Hello everybody, welcome to Joe the Lawyer. Today I want to talk to you about the 3 things that you need to do in order to beat or be successful on every single speeding ticket. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Joe Pometto. I'm a local attorney in Western Pennsylvania. I practice out of Pittsburgh. I do criminal defense. I do personal injury. I do a little bit of family law. I've been practicing for 12 years now. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Now let's get to the meat of it. The 3 things you must do to beat any speeding ticket, and I'm going to summarize them for you real quick. Number 1, be polite. Number 2, be honest. And number 3, take responsibility. So what do I mean by being polite? Well, let's say the police pull you over. The first thing you don't want to do is take them on a wild goose chase. They want you to pull over fairly promptly. So if the lights are behind you and you find a decent, even halfway decent spot, I suggest you go ahead and pull over. The police don't know if you're searching for a spot, if you're taking them on a mile-long ride, or if you are trying to escape. There's no way for them to know these things. So be aware of that and pull over. Now, when the officer comes over and comes up to your door, you should have both hands on the steering wheel. Your car should be in park, and he's going to ask you what you were doing or what was going on. I suggest that you answer with yes, sir, no, sir, and be very polite in your discourse with him. And if you do this, it's going to help you a lot, and I'll tell you why. Number 2, be honest. So now the officer is asking you what happened, and you've almost certainly been speeding at this point. Just tell him what happened. Say, I was going with the flow of traffic. I wasn't paying that much attention. I had to get to I had to go to the bathroom, so I was speeding a little bit more. Or, I'm late for something and I'm driving extra fast today. Officer, I apologize. Be honest. Don't make up some story. It's not going to work. And it's only going to inflame tensions between you and the officer. And then number 3, take responsibility. And I guess this goes together with 2 and 3, but don't sit there and deny that you were speeding or that you were denying doing something wrong. Now, if you 100% weren't, all right, I can understand your desire to argue, but 95% of the time, you probably were doing something wrong. So just admit it. Now, how is admitting it in a speeding ticket going to help you beat the ticket? Well, because that officer is going to give you a ticket, and then you have the absolute right to dispute that ticket, plead not guilty, always plead not guilty, send the ticket back in, and schedule a court date. A quick reminder, if you just pay the ticket, at least in Pennsylvania, if you just pay the ticket, you are pleading guilty. You will be convicted and you will get whatever driver's license consequences come from the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. So I always recommend pleading not guilty and scheduling a hearing. Then when you go to the hearing, and it is oftentimes a good idea to have a lawyer just because they know how to talk to the police and the judge, and it looks really good. It shows that you're taking it very seriously. Your lawyer is going to go up to the officer, and I can tell you I've done hundreds, if not thousands, of these negotiations. The number 1 biggest factor in whether or not the officer will cut the driver a break is whether they were mean or nice to the police officer. What was the nature of the exchange? And if somebody was nice, polite, really cool, really well-spoken, grabbed their insurance and their license, gave it right to the officer's going to remember that, and he is going to cut you a deal. So even if you were doing 30 over the speed limit, 40 over the speed limit, you can probably get it reduced to a 5 over where you have no driver's license consequences. You pay a small fine, and that's it. I've been pulled over myself several times. I've used this strategy, and I have 1 or 2 5 overs on my record, and that is it. Now, if the officer hits you, though, with a 30 over, do not just pay it and plead guilty. Because you might have done all the right things, but then you plead guilty. That 30 over will end up on your record. I do not advise. So the 3 keys to getting a beating or improving any speeding ticket is to, number 1, be polite. Number 2, be honest. Number 3, take responsibility. And then plead not guilty and make sure you get a hearing. It's fitting that I'm driving right now while making this video. All right, everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. Joe Pometto, Joe the Lawyer. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it useful. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Help me grow this channel. All right, everybody, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.